Hey guys, that's my main man, John Daly, out driving Tiger in the playoff at Harding Park at the WGC in 2005. Oh my gosh, that was wild. Unfortunately, JD lost in a playoff. He missed a short putt. He just lipped it out. But that's the story of John Daly's life. You know, he's an everyman. He's a hero to working class folks. When he was 13, he won his men's club championship, and they had to bar people under 18 so he wouldn't keep winning it. John Daly is a legend, man. Did you know that he was a punter and a kicker in high school, and his high school team went 10-0? John Daly's the freaking man. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I got to meet John Daly twice, once at his 30/30 premiere for ESPN here in LA at the Staples Center, and then I met him again at the Squares party at the PGA show that my buddy Bob threw, and he walked up, put his hand on my shoulder and said, "How you doing, brother?" And I was like starstruck. And I mean, I'm around a lot of stars, so it's not really something that happens to me. But I was like, oh my God, I am a tremendous John Daly fan. Okay. His story, it speaks to me, and he's got one of the greatest golf swings in history. So my swing evolution is all about the classic golf swing. You can't get a better classic golf swing than John Daly. He has an inside and up backswing, just like Larry Nelson or Jackie Burke. And my gosh, he's the first golfer to ever average over 300 yards in a season on the PGA Tour. He's the only player to average over 300 until 2003. Now, John Daly is a PGA Championship winner. He was an alternate that made the field in 91 at Crooked Stick, and he shocked the world. It's the greatest Cinderella story in golf that I've seen. John Daly didn't just win the PGA Championship, he won the British Open at St. Andrews. If you want to see something remarkable, look at the list of winners of the British at St. Andrews, and you're going to realize John Daly is in a very elite class of golfers. His touch around the greens is amazing. It's something incredible considering that he is such an incredibly long hitter of the golf ball. John Daly is the Paul Bunyan of golf, and we all love him for it. He's the man. So we are going to break down his amazing golf swing here today. Now, real quick, he has what I call the over-the-top miracle swing. This is what's changed my golfing life. I have an inside over-the-top golf swing now. I highly recommend you pick up the over-the-top miracle swing because it's changing golfers' lives all around the world. And you also get it if you pick up MSE TV. It's a part of my monthly subscription. So real quickly, I want to read just another testimonial. I get these every day. It was like a miracle today. I took the club back inside around my waist below my right shoulder and finished the swing below my left shoulder. The ball exploded and drew with more force than ever. I love what you're doing. Best, Nick. Isn't that incredible? I mean, that's just what I get every single day from golfers all around the world. The over-the-top miracle swing is the best way to swing the club. All these people saying to drop it under and lay it off and all this other stuff. I think it's garbage. I tried for years and years. I switched to this immediately. I'm 2 levels better as a golfer. So check that out. And also look at my new MSC golf shirt. These are available at my website along with these awesome MSE hats. They suggested the silver stitching on black, and I'm like, I think that's kind of cool. So you can get your new merch at MSE, and it's all pretty cool, all part of everybody's swing evolution. So let's get into John Daly's golf swing, and I hope you hit them long and hit them straight. All right, guys, let's look at one of the greatest swings in history, John Daly. Woo! Oh my gosh, it is so good. Now, the thing about John Daly's golf swing is he is a classic golf swing. That's what my swing evolution is all about. So if we go back here and take a look at these swings, we're going to notice that John Daly's going to lift that lead heel, That's the first thing about the classic swing that people need to understand is we have to be able to coil. So here we see John take it deep to the inside so he can really open his hips and shoulders. Then when he plants that lead heel, then he's able to just crush it. Now, I describe John Daly as having easy power. That's what it's all about. Now, this iron swing, we're going to notice he has a very strong grip. But again, the easy power is obvious because he turns into that right hip just like Hogan. He doesn't slide off the ball. It's all coil. But there's so much lag, and he just drops it down on the back of the ball. And I never really feel like John Daly is straining too hard. I love it when he makes these smooth swings. Now let's take a look at this swing. It looks like he's got maybe a gap wedge or a 54 to me. But look at this as he comes down into impact. He has so much forward shaft lean. This wedge looks like about an 8 iron. Now look at the flex in this shaft. That's a lot of power. But he just cuts through it like butter. Extended follow through. Very, very beautiful. There's a lot of things that are reminiscent to me of Ben Hogan's golf swing, especially his long drive swing if you're familiar with that. As we can see, John blasted over the chasm here at 18 on Pebble Beach. We see all the hallmarks of what I'm working on in my swing. A deep hand set, turning the back to the target, nice high hands, and an over-the-top swing motion so he can hit down on the ball. Absolutely remarkable. I think this is a pretty iron swing. Once again, the smooth power is evident. That ball takes off like a bullet. Now, I love this swing. Let's take a look at this swing from the front here. Now, I'm going to point out that he's got the flared left foot, just like Ben Hogan. He's got a very strong left-hand grip. And he's going to have the club turn inside. He's going to rotate his left arm inwards. Now, a lot of people are talking about swinging wide for power. People would look at John Daly and say, he's not swinging wide, whereas I say he's fully extended, okay? It may look from the front like he's narrow, but it's foolish to say that he doesn't have width and power. Trying to analyze golf swings in 2 dimensions causes quite the conundrum because he's got more power than he knows what to do with. So swinging wide away from the target is garbage, in my opinion. Look at JD return this club screaming square at 120 miles an hour. That impact is as good as you're ever going to see. Once again, very reminiscent of Ben Hogan. And full extension down the target line. So beautiful, so balanced. Now, I thought this swing was interesting just because I've never seen JD so skinny. I mean, he looks like he's skinnier than when he won the PGA. Here's an old school bomber. Now, I'm going to make the point here. I want to run this back because let's look at his left heel. As he begins to lift, look at the height of that left heel. That is all the weight is off of that foot. That is Nicklaus-like. And it does not hit the ground until he's well into his transition. Just an amazing, amazing golf swing. Here's another one. Guys, lifting the left heel is going to help you coil. It's going to get you more power. Now, I like this swing. I want to show it for a specific reason, that this waggle, okay, this is one of Ben Hogan's 8 fundamentals, okay? Now, notice he keeps his left thumb off the club. He is not gripping with that left thumb. Remember the swing wreckers that Ben Hogan talked about. He didn't want to pinch his right thumb and forefinger. And Jackie Burke tells that story about Mr. Hogan. He asked him, did you leave those fingers off the club today? And he said they never left the driving range. So there's a lot of Hogan in John Daly's golf swing. Now here's one where we can specifically see that that left thumb is not on the golf club. It's really, really not necessary in a lot of ways. You know, we're pulling it back with the fingers. Now this is another thing I think is important to point out. Daly's right arm is internally rotated, okay? I had the suspicion, like he gets into the quarterback position at the top so nicely. Right here, his elbows are so tied together. Again, you know, like Hogan's book. But right here, we see what I call the quarterback position, where he's got that right elbow back. He's not just letting the right elbow fly, it's just he's turned so far. But here we're going to see that right elbow come back in an internal rotation. And that's going to allow him to keep that right elbow by his right hip turned through the ball and just hit it dead square. That's totally, totally cool. All right, now let's get down to brass tacks here. In our first stop position, P2, we see the hands are deep inside. We've got a dot. We're going to see one of the prettiest half moon backswings you're ever going to see. Just gorgeous. If he stopped here, he would have a conventional, amazing high hands like Davis Love looking golf swing. But Daly goes long driver. He's the longest before his time. People were freaking out. And as we see, he makes his transition. He is over the backswing plane, planted and ready to throw down so hard into this golf ball. Boom! I can't imagine what John Daly would have done with the modern equipment. He was the first driver to average over 300 yards on the PGA Tour. He led the tour in driving distance 10 times. He is the man. And anyone who's a 2-time major winner is no fluke. Here's to you, John Daly. Thank you for everything you've done for the game of golf. I hope you play great for many years to come, and I hope I get to work with you one day, and I hope you hit them long and hit them straight. Do you think you picked up some yardage since we've been working on this stuff?
On the driver, at least 50 to 60 yards.
It's dynamite.
It's crazy.
I want you to swing over the top. You heard me. Now hear me out.
My swing is feeling effortless with power.
Don't try to rebuild your swing if you're over the top. Learn to use it to your advantage.
What do you notice about it?
It's just easy. It's just easy. I don't have a whole bunch of thoughts, just one. Just come inside, hit down.
Dropping it under causes pushes and hooks, and it almost ruined my back. When I started my swing evolution, I was a terrible golfer. Today, my channel has over 25 million views, and I even got to swing as Ben Hogan on the Golf Channel. Click the link below to experience your very own miracle.
Transform your game at myswingevolution.com.